You know, if you sit there and ask yourself, who is Xbox's worst enemy this generation? You'll think, of course, it's PlayStation. Why not? It's the obvious answer. Maybe somebody else would even go so far as to say it's Nintendo, maybe Valve, Google. They're a big threat. Same thing with Tencent. But you know what? All those answers are wrong because there is only one clear-cut choice. Xbox's biggest enemy this entire generation has been Xbox themselves. They can't get out of their own way, and we have another example of one of the biggest things that has plagued them this entire gen, and that is their messaging. They say one thing on Wednesday, and then the complete opposite thing on Thursday, and this has to be addressed. What is going on, guys? Randall Thor 19, Man with a Million, back again with another video. Hope everybody's having a great day, and if you don't mind, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel for more content. I would greatly appreciate it. So you may recall a couple days ago, I dropped a video because Microsoft finally came out and said, hey, we have no plans, absolutely no plans, that any of our future Xbox exclusives from our new studios, like The Initiative and Ninja Theory and Obsidian, no plans whatsoever for any of those future Xbox exclusives to go to PlayStation or Switch. Sure, they'll show up on PC and they'll show up via Steam, but the only console they're going to be on is the Xbox console. Whether it's the Xbox One or whether it's the next-gen Xbox Scarlet. And everybody's like, yes, this is what we wanted to hear. Thank you, for giving that definitive answer, right? Everybody was happy with that. And then, of course, well, Microsoft just had to get in their own way. And yesterday, during Gamescom, we had another interview, this time with people from Xbox Game Pass. And this is the quote. We would like to see Game Pass on all platforms, ultimately, and I think that is a long-term goal. We don't have any specific plans today, but we would love to see Game Pass really go everywhere. And I thought to myself, well, that's interesting strategy, and it's something that Microsoft and Phil Spencer have definitely talked about in the past, how they view Game Pass on all devices and you'll be able to access those games. But when you think about it, it's like, wait, they just said that Xbox exclusives weren't going to go on any other platform besides Xbox. But now they want and are saying that they want Game Pass everywhere. And Game Pass includes, well, the biggest kind of draw for Game Pass is those Xbox exclusives. So what is exactly going on here? Is this a case of, one hand not knowing what the other hand is saying? Or is there crossed wires? Does Aaron Greenberg know something that Ben Drecker doesn't know? And so you get these two conflicting interviews. What could they possibly be talking about? Because, of course, if you're putting Game Pass on the Switch, it's going to be for those Xbox exclusives, not really the third-party games that are going to be on the Switch. Same thing with the PlayStation. PlayStation has their own subscription service. Why would they need a subscription service for games they would have on their own? It'll be for the Halo Infinites of the world, the bleeding edges. So when you see these things, you get confused. I get confused sometimes. As a primarily Xbox gamer and a primarily Xbox YouTuber, you get a great interview with Greenberg laying down the law, so to speak, and then you get this one the next day and it's like, hold on, wait a second, what is going on? Are Xbox exclusives really staying on Xbox? You have no plans, okay, but what does it mean for Game Pass? Could it be really a simple issue of they don't really know what the future holds or what they're actually going to do with any of the games they make or with Game Pass in general? So they're kind of making broad statements. You can have Greenberg come out there and say no plans, but as we all know, plans change all the time. So yeah, right now, they don't have any more plans. But 3 years from now, maybe those change. And maybe they're working behind the scenes with the Switch, with Nintendo, to get Game Pass running on it. Now think about this. Microsoft went through all the work and effort to make sure that Xbox Live ran on the Nintendo Switch. You can play Minecraft on the Switch and log into Xbox Live and get Xbox achievements. Ori and the Blind Forest, same thing. Log into Xbox Live and get achievements. Did Microsoft really go through the trouble of building Xbox Live on the Switch, making it work for just 3 games? For Minecraft, Cuphead, and Ori? Or is there more stuff going on? More negotiations? So when they say we want Game Pass everywhere, because that's how that model is gonna have to be extremely successful like Microsoft wants, they're obviously not lying. It's just, I'm not really sure they know all the details right now for something that may not happen until 5 years from now. This thing is very new. It's, Game Pass is what Microsoft is going for. It is a huge, if not the business for Microsoft going forward, but not everything's locked down. But then you also gotta wonder, okay, well, if you're putting Game Pass on the Switch and you're streaming games, that's xCloud, that's Microsoft's own platform. So does Microsoft see them streaming a game to Switch via xCloud on Game Pass as not necessarily putting a game on the Switch? I know that sounds a little bit complicated. Maybe I'll just explain it a little bit more in layman's terms. I would imagine Microsoft views a situation where a user logs into the Nintendo Switch, sees their Xbox Game Pass app, in this hypothetical future where it does happen, right? They log into the app, and wouldn't you see it, there is the Outer Worlds 2. You click on it, and you can play it on the Switch, streamed via Project xCloud. And if you ask Microsoft, they would say, you know what? It's not natively on the Switch. We didn't put it on the Switch. It's only on our platform. And they consider xCloud their platform. So essentially, what Aaron Greenberg said wouldn't be a lie to them, if you get what I'm saying. There's a lot of terminology here at play. And this just goes back to this whole idea of messaging has just been completely off for Xbox this generation. I'm making this video because, well, I made one about Matt Booty, and I made one about the PR statement from Greenberg because people wanted to hear that. So when I see this and I see a core problem with Xbox and their messaging this gen, I have to make a video about it. I have to talk about it because it's something that absolutely needs to be rectified. This reminds me of 2013 when Microsoft was toying with that whole DRM, right? Every single interview you read from every executive, they all said something different. Phil Spencer said something different from Don Matrick, who said something different from Youssef Mehdi, who said something different from Phil Harrison. And nobody knew what exactly the DRM strategy was because there was different talking points. It was so confusing. And that's one of the reasons why, among many, the Xbox One is, the least desirable console out of the two out there currently, is it didn't have a strong core message that they could rely upon. Everything was always shifting. You had console exclusives until you didn't have console exclusives, and everything was then on PC. And then certain games went to the Switch. Some games are on Steam, but some games aren't. Some games are only on PC that aren't on Xbox, even though, we put out the message, hey, play the games you want to play, where you want to play them, on the device you want to play it on, with the friends you want to play it on. Of course, that's not necessarily true. You can't play Age of Empires on Xbox, and you can't play Gears Pop on Xbox, but you can play it on the PC. Their messaging, it's been horrible. And that's the purpose for making this video, because I want people from Xbox to see this. I want you guys, the people who watch my videos, to know that I'm on top of this, that I see it. Microsoft, I don't understand how it's... It can't be that hard to get in a room together and bullet point out the marketing message you want to send. I don't want a scenario where next generation, someone says one thing about the Scarlet and then the next person says something completely different and they contradict each other. Like we have here with this scenario. Aaron Greenberg, no plans for Xbox games to go everywhere else. Next day, Game Pass everywhere. Very conflicting. It makes people confused. And if someone like myself is a little bit confused on what they're really doing, that I wonder what the regular gamer who doesn't follow this stuff thinks. You know, are they thinking that Microsoft games will just be everywhere at some point? I don't really know. But that's the purpose of this video. Just fix it. You know, you have next generation coming. Be on point. A single simple message is the best. Anyways, guys, that's the video. I hope you really enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel for more content. Share this out on social media and hit that notification bell if you always want to be notified whenever I drop new videos. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll see everybody in the next video. Later, guys.